Did you know that a war broke out over a dessert? Baklava was so valuable that at the Ottoman palace it was distributed to soldiers only on certain days. So, where does this dessert really come from? The answer is much more complicated than you might think. The claim that Assyrian/Byzantine traditions were the earliest source of dough-based sweets is cited as a legend, unconfirmed. The dough-based culinary tradition of the Central Asian Turks is cited as a document, supported by historical sources. The history of baklava goes back much further than you might think. According to some sources, the first desserts made from layered dough date back to the Assyrian and Byzantine periods. But this information has not yet been confirmed, so it is considered a legend. However, we do have a much more reliable record: the tradition of the Central Asian Turks, who, centuries ago, made desserts by rolling out thin sheets of dough, layer by layer. This tradition was brought to Anatolia as the Turks migrated westward, and over time evolved into the baklava we know today. But baklava truly reached its pinnacle in the Ottoman palace. According to the kitchen records of Topkapi Palace, baklava was practically transformed into an art form there. The master bakers could layer up to 40 sheets of phyllo dough on a single baking sheet. And this is where one of history's most fascinating details comes into play: the Baklava Procession. On the 15th day of Ramadan, baklava was transported from the palace to the Janissary barracks in enormous trays. This was not merely a gesture of hospitality, it was a display of power. It was a symbol of the Sultan's respect for his soldiers, presented on golden trays. As the Ottoman Empire expanded, baklava spread along with it. From the Balkans to the Middle East and the Caucasus, each region blended baklava with its own culture. Some added honey, some altered the syrup, and some used different nuts. Today, Gaziantep is undisputedly the capital of baklava. In fact, Gaziantep baklava has been granted a geographical indication registration by UNESCO. This is not a claim, but an official document. But here's the part most people don't know. To become a true baklava master, you need years of apprenticeship. Rolling out the phyllo dough until it's as thin as newspaper isn't just a matter of technique, it's a skill honed over the years. And the pistachios used in a baklava pan aren't chosen at random, especially Antep pistachios, with their unique oil content and flavor, produce a result unlike any other pistachio. Have you ever wondered how a dessert that requires so much effort has become so quick and easy to get today? In fact, in many places, baklava is still made by hand, not by machine. At the long-established baklava shops in Gaziantep, the art of rolling out phyllo dough is still guarded like a secret, passed down from father to son and from master to apprentice. In fact, there's one detail that most people don't know. The moment a baklava tray is drizzled with syrup is just as critical as rolling out the phyllo dough. Cold syrup must be poured over hot baklava, or hot syrup over cold baklava. They must never be the same temperature. Why? Because this temperature difference ensures that the phyllo retains its crispness while fully absorbing the syrup. A master who is unaware of this small detail will never be able to make perfect baklava, no matter how many years he spends trying. So, in fact, every slice of baklava you eat is not just a dessert, it's the product of a meticulously calculated craft passed down through generations. So, where do you think baklava really comes from? Post your answer in the comments below. Maybe I'll get to learn the most interesting answer too. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button, because YouTube's algorithm decides whether this channel grows based on your support. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe now so you don't miss the next hidden food story. See you soon.